I love Parker Palmer. If you haven't ever heard of him or read any of his books, he's worth looking up. This particular quote comes from his book called A Hidden Wholeness. He said, because our stories make us vulnerable and subject to being fixed upon, exploited, dismissed, or ignored, we have learned to tell our stories guardedly or not at all. Neighbors, co-workers, and even family members can live side by side for years without learning much of anything about the people in our lives. As a result, we lose something of tremendous value. The more we know about another's story, the harder it is to hate them or harm them or any of the other descriptive things, like going back to the application of principle, all those things that are really what we're working to resolve. It's not so much about the people as it is the hatred and the discrimination. And all of that is much harder to do when we know the people that we would have otherwise felt discriminatory towards. So before we dive into understanding more about the ripple effects, we need to revisit just for a moment the relationship between universal love and universal law. We know that spirit, which is eternal consciousness and the ultimate first cause of all existence, is universal love. Whether we understand that love fully or not, absolutely, it's universal love. And that universal source of all that is moves into form and is sustained by the operation of universal law, the laws of nature. Everything happens and is maintained here by law. That law that sustains everything about what allows us to be here as individuals at all is the one spirit having limitless variations of individual experience, and it never misses. The law that supports all this never misses. It's a mathematical perfection, as you've heard me say many times. 2 + 2 will always equal 4, no matter how you put it together or when you're applying it. This is to say that everything that goes into how we experience something comes together has a mathematical correlation to it. Even the words we speak have a mathematical correlation. Studying the mathematical balance in our words and what we make our words mean is the philosophy of logic,